What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to keep you, comfort you, aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stage of your life. Family, man, we got to grow up emotionally, and it is what it is. Man, we're going to dive deep today. Talking about the crystal amber. Amber is really not a crystal. It's fossilized tree resin. I wear a lot of it. I have a lot of it. You see this ring right here. I haven't worn this in a while, but this is made of amber. Bracelet here. I have another bracelet down here that's amber. Keep some in my car, have some here in a place. I love this, you know what I mean? Amber, it's in ancient times was used as a talisman. People wore it around their neck. People wore pendants of it to protect negative energies and to help keep them grounded and all that other stuff. Reason why I like amber, again, I believe that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So many of us have gone through so much, so much pain and trauma. And we could tell our story and we share our stories as far as the crap that we've gone through. And what amber is to me is a constant reminder, Elijah, you were preserved for a reason. And that's all amber is preserved tree resin, you know what I mean? And amber is a reminder to me, a constant reminder to me, Elijah, you were preserved, you were kept for a reason. The little pinky ring that I wear is also amber. I was kept for a reason. You were kept for a reason. You were preserved for a reason. Everybody can't say they've been preserved. Everybody didn't keep their sanity when they went through the crazy stuff. You know what I mean? We got to grow up and understand this. Yes, you've gone through a lot of pain and you've gone through a lot of heartbreak. I get that. I understand that. But the question is, why did you go through what you went through? Not just why did you go through what you went through, but why are you still here? You didn't just go through that for a reason. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. What I'm saying, you didn't just go through that for a reason. No, God kept you, God preserved you, God protected you in the midst of the hell, in the midst of the pain, in the midst of your brokenness, you were preserved. It didn't seem like it, it didn't feel like it, but God kept you alive for a reason. God kept your sanity for a reason. Why have you been preserved for this time? We're going there today. It's going to get deep. It's gonna get deep. See, we get so twisted into, man, I've gone through whoop, and I've endured da. Okay, that's great. That's great that you withstood all the pain and the trauma you went through. That's great that you were able to walk out of that situation and keep your sanity. That's great. But the question is, why? Why did you go through the hell that you went through? See, what we got to grow up and understand is oftentimes, not oftentimes, but all the time, we go through things for reasons. There's levels to the reasons. We got to grow up and understand this. So often we sit back and say, man, I went through whoop, and I did da, and I endured da, and because that person was toxic, that person was abusive, that person was narcissistic, and I had to grow up and set healthy boundaries and that. Okay, that's great. That's great that you got that level of understanding, but it's deeper than that. It's always deeper than that. What happens for the great majority of us, we take on this victim mentality. Life's not fair. I don't fuck with God, God don't fuck with me. For the longest time, I wouldn't go to church. I still don't go to church, you know what I mean? I'm not into Christianity, I'm not into any religion, any of it. Do what you do, you know what I mean? I'm not into Islam, I'm not into Hinduism, I'm not into Buddhism, I'm not into Christianity, I'm not into any of the organized religion shit. That's just me. But what I've had to learn, because I grew up thinking that God hated me, not understanding that God was preserving me. And so many of us, we think that God has something against us. as to why we endured the hell we went through, as to why our childhood was so toxic, as to why this relationship was so abusive and negative and devastating, and why did I have to see our child get killed, and why did I have to witness this, and why and we got all this shit going on inside of us, never even understanding that you were preserved, never even understanding somebody else going through something similar to that cost them their life. They took their own life. They've lost their fucking mind going through the hell that you went through. And yet here you are. Here you are. Why? Why weren't you like everybody else who became so toxic, so hateful, so distrusting? Why didn't you get spun out on dope like other people? Why aren't you like some of these other people out on the streets who ain't there? They're physically there, but emotionally and mentally, they're shot. They're gone. Why isn't that your story? You were preserved for a reason. What's that reason? And see, so like me, I grew up thinking that God got his rocks off seeing me suffer. God got off on seeing me go through pain and trauma. I thought God enjoyed it. Because everywhere I turned was heartbreak. Everywhere I turned was pain and suffering. I began to think that that was the lot of my life. God had me here just to fucking suffer. God had me here just to get my fucking heart broke time and time again. We got to grow the fuck up, family. We got to grow up. Why were you preserved? One of the things that God had to show me was, again, I'm not a Christian at all, but I did grow up in Christianity. And so I know the Bible very well. I've studied all the other religions too, but I talk a lot about the Bible. There's 3 boys in the Bible, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, known as the 3 Hebrew boys. See, Nebuchadnezzar was king at the time, and Nebuchadnezzar put out a decree, a law, a mandate that at such a time that everybody heard a sound, everybody had to stop what they were doing and bow down. And these 3 Hebrew boys were like, man, we ain't doing that shit. You got us fucked up. We ain't bound to this motherfucking statue. We ain't bound to this motherfucking king. We didn't come here for this bullshit. And so the soldiers grabbed up those 3 Hebrew boys. And Nebuchadnezzar's like, all right, maybe you didn't hear the motherfucking sound. Maybe you didn't hear the fucking decree. I said woo, and I'm gonna give you another fucking chance. When the trumpet blows or whatever the fuck it was, man, bow down in worship or just bow down in reverence to this king or to this God, to this statue. And the 3 Hebrew boys is kind of like us today. We're like, man, fuck this shit. You got me fucked up. I heard you the first fucking time. I ain't doing that shit. Give a fuck what you call yourself. Give a fuck who you are. I'm not bowing down to you. And what God had to show me was, Elijah, look at the story of the Hebrew boys. They were put in this fiery pit because they refused to bow down. And before they get put in the pit, Nebuchadnezzar king was like, all right, These motherfuckers hard-headed. These motherfuckers rebellious. All right, we're going to make an example out of them. Turn up the fire 7 times hotter. How the fuck do you make fire 7 times hotter? But they cranked up the fucking heat on the fire. It's like, I bet you motherfuckers don't want to listen. Y'all motherfuckers want to wild out. Y'all want to do the fuck y'all want to do. Bet. Take y'all raggedy asses up in this motherfucking fire. We're going to show the world what happens to rebellious motherfuckers. We're going to show the world what happens to hard-headed motherfuckers. We're going to show the world what happens to independent-minded motherfuckers who want to think for themselves. As they were being put in the fire, the soldier that was putting them in was consumed by the fucking heat and died on the fucking spot. And the 3 Hebrew boys walked their asses in the fucking fire. They didn't just walk up in the motherfucking fiery pit. They was walking around in the fucking fire. And the king was like, hold on, wait a motherfucking minute. Didn't we throw 3 nappy-headed motherfuckers in that fire? Man, I know I see 4 motherfuckers walking around up in there. And the 4th one looked like the Son of God. The 4th one looked like Jesus, looked like Yahshua, looked like Jehovah, looked like the Most High. But we threw 3 motherfuckers up in there, and yet there's a 4th one. So they go to the pit. And they pull the boys out. And the boys walked out. And if you know anything about fire, fire consumes. Fire burns the fuck up. Fire will make you smell like smoke and all that other bullshit. And yet none of that shit happened to these boys. They walked out, man, ain't shit happened to them. Their hair wasn't singed. It didn't smell like smoke. Y'all been around people that smoke cigarettes, and you know what happens. Man, the smoke of the smell of the cigarettes gets in people's hair, gets in people's clothes. If you ever sat at a barbecue, if you ever been around a fire, you know what I mean? You sit out there, man, after a while, the smoke, it gets into your clothes, it gets into your hair. And yet these 3 motherfucking boys walked out that fucking fire. The hair didn't smell like smoke. Clothes didn't smell like smoke. Ain't shit happened to these motherfuckers. Why? Because they were preserved. God was protecting them, but they still had to go through the fucking fire. And see, we've gotten so fucking religious. We've gotten so fucking entitled. We don't think we should have to go through fucking fire. We don't think we should have to go through shit. And what God had to show me in regards to that story is, nah, motherfucker, you gonna go through some fucking hell. You gonna go through some fucking shit. I'm not going to stop you from having to go through the fucking fire. I'm not going to stop you from going through the bullshit. You going to have to go through the bullshit. You could cry, you could pray, you could plead, you could do what the fuck you want to do, but you taking your ass through the motherfucking fire. It's in the fire that I'm showing you that I got you. It's in the fire that I'm showing you that I'm preserving you. It's in the fire that I'm showing you I'm protecting you. It's in the fire that I'm showing you I'm right there with you. Yeah, I see you with your heart broken. I see you confused. I see you frustrated. I see you ready to commit suicide. I see you at your low. I'm right there with you. Whatever fucking fire you gotta go through, whatever fucking fire you've gone through, God was right there with you. It didn't seem like God was there with you. It didn't seem like God was protecting you, but God was always there looking out for you. Just like those boys. When they walked out of the fire, it didn't look like shit happened to them. Look like they ain't been through shit. The same thing is with so many of us. People are constantly telling, man, you don't look like you've gone through shit. You don't look like you've gone through the whooping, da-da-da-da. You don't act like that. It's like, okay, how the fuck does that seem? What does that fucking mean? What is somebody that's seen their father kill their mama at the age of 2 look like? What does that person typically look like? Somebody who's been sexually molested by guys in the church at the age of 6, what does that person grow up and look like? Somebody who's had their family dog them the fuck out and constantly try to tear them down, constantly beat the dog shit out of them. What the fuck does that person look like? What the fuck does that person talk like? Somebody who's had women walk out of their lives or dudes walk out of your life. What does that type of person look like? How does that type of person act? Typically. You can't look at somebody and see the hell that they've experienced. You can't look at somebody and see what they've gone through. What the fuck are we talking about? I've gone through the fucking fire. Just like many of you. A lot of people have gone through fucking fire. What some people do in the midst of that fire, they become so angry, so bitter, so hateful, that all they're consumed with is vengeance. Some people go through the fire and they come out with their self-esteem fucked. Some people go through the fire and they come out and they can't handle the fact that they went through that shit. And so they start slamming dope or they stay fucking drunk to escape what the fuck they've gone through. Some of y'all have gone through the fucking fire and you've come out and you put on beautiful makeup and foundation and change your fucking wardrobe and all this other shit to appear to be beautiful, to appear to be graceful, to appear to be wise, to appear to be a princess, to appear to be an empress, to appear to be a chosen one, and all this stupid shit, and you've never dealt with the fucking reason why you went through the fucking fire. You don't even understand why you've gone through the hell you've gone through. And because you don't understand why you've gone through what you've gone through, you can't comprehend why you've been preserved. Some people come out the fire and they realize and they see and they witness other people being consumed by the fire. They have friends that committed suicide. They know people that have lost their minds. And that person is so overwhelmed with guilt and shame as to why they're still alive. And yet everybody else around them that's gone through what they went through has died or lost their fucking minds. But Amber, It's a reminder that, yeah, you've gone through the fucking fire, but you've been preserved through the fucking fire. You've been preserved for a motherfucking reason. Because you could have been just like everybody else. You could have been just like anybody else who've lost their fucking mind. Who's filled with the shame and the guilt, the hatred. And yet you were preserved. You were preserved. What's the reason for your preservation? Why are you still here? Why did God keep you? I remember when my beautiful wife passed away in 2015. I went to China and I spread her ashes all over China. And I wanted to die. I tried to die. And God was like, nah, motherfucker. We not doing that shit. I know you in fucking pain. I know you confused as fuck right now. I know you angry as fuck right now. But we not doing that stupid shit. You not dying in this fucking state. This state of mind. I'm keeping you. I'm preserving you. Why have you been preserved? I understand now why I've been preserved through all the bullshit I've gone through. I understand why God allowed me, ordained for me to go through the bullshit that I went through. I understand. The question is, why have you been preserved? Do you know why God has kept you around? Do you know why God has allowed you not to commit suicide? Do you know why God didn't allow you to lose your fucking mind? Although it seemed like we lost our motherfucking minds. Do you understand why God don't have you locked up in a straitjacket somewhere? Do you understand why God don't have you locked up in prison somewhere? Why have you been preserved? Yes, you've been preserved for a reason. A magical, mystical, powerful reason. Because there's work that you have still yet to do. You better grow the fuck up. Deal with your motherfucking issues and get busy. Not busy in the aspect of you just wasting fucking time. Not busy in the aspect of, oh man, you just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on your fucking phone, looking at Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all of the other stupid ass shit. Not getting busy and fucking talking about Jesus in the fucking church. Not getting busy and talking about all these other fucking religions and all this other stupid shit. Talking about the politics. No, that's distractions. You had better grow the fuck up and get busy doing what you came here to fucking do. We've got to grow the fuck up. So Amber's a constant reminder to me. Yeah, you've been preserved. You've been protected. So you can't allow yourself to get distracted. You can't allow yourself to get overwhelmed with the bullshit. I've talked so much about 2026 being a year, man, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get a whole lot fucking worse. But Amber's a reminder that, man, God is preserving us. God has preserved us and will continue to preserve us. But there's a reason for the preservation. We've got to grow the fuck up and understand that. Man, hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.